Hey guys, we are testing the mic this time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And also waiting for my chat to appear so I can chat with all of you. We have some exciting stuff today, and I'll just confirm some stuff with you as we start this video. But, oh, it's loading the chat on my screen right now. But that's pretty cool. There we go. Just checking to make sure that the sound is actually indeed working this time. It's kind of annoying. Apologize, guys. It should not have happened. My mic was in fact plugged in at the time, but I think I started OBS a little bit late, so I was unable to start. And apologize again for streaming late. I was actually sick most of this week and also working overtime at the same time. It's good. It's good time being sick and working overtime. You know, good times. But let's go ahead and start the news. I did give the winner last time her prize, so you don't have to worry about that. They got their prize to them, all $20, or you know, whatever was taken out with fees was given to them. The confirmation is on the other video. I'll probably transfer it over for this one. This is going to replace the other video, actually. But we have a little bit more news aside from that, so let's move on. As far as Free Bitco is doing well. You know, we got our point system going on right now. Currently slowly rising above 6,000 every day. Today we did 2 because I used my bonus yesterday, so that's really cool. I'm getting close to earning 3% of a Bitcoin a year without doing anything. So I implore you, if you want a good way to earn Bitcoin, just put a little bit of your coin into Free Bitco, and you'll be making over 4% a year in Bitcoin just sitting there. It's good. We have 81 referrals still. Thank you guys very much. I try to help out my referrals as much as I can with automation and figuring out how to get the most out of this faucet, out of this program, so that you can get, you know, dollars a week, dollars a month, that sort of thing. What's even more exciting is that I figured out how to use Electrum properly, and now every so often my downline gets Bitcoin sent to them. So this is a confirmation of what happened a little bit earlier this week. I sent them, all 81 people, about a combined $10. So yeah, I'm just sprinkling Bitcoin on them. I think they ended up with about maybe a few thousand sats worth each. So that's just really exciting. I'm just happy to do that, as long as my budget can, you know, support it. I'm really excited, and hopefully I'll be doing more things like that in the future. Let's see, in other news, in Steemit, we have over 1,000 Steam power right now. Well on my way to becoming a dolphin. Super excited. So if you're looking a way to make a little bit of extra money on Steemit, I will be posting regularly. I'm deciding or not whether I want to take the articles that I put on this show and throw them up, say, every other day on Steemit. So if you're looking for a quick way to get a little bit of steam, follow me. I'll be adding more steam power as we go. Again, I'm trying to become a dolphin as soon as possible, and as soon as I hit a dolphin, I'm pretty sure that will, you know, allow people to become, you know, get a little bit more steam power and steam dollars off of my content, which includes my YouTube videos. So awesome possum. And now the articles that I was trying to talk about last week, let's move on to those right now. Bitcoin sees longest stretch of price consolidation since October. Bitcoin is witnessing the longest stretch range of bound price activity in 3 months. Leading cryptocurrency by market capitalization has been largely restricted to trading between 3,700 and 3,500 since January 11th, the longest stretch at such a narrow range since the end of October. Back then, the market had gone quiet, with prices staying between 6,500 and 6,350 and range within 12 days. Leading up to October 28th, on the following day, BTC dropped to 6,200 after another period of sideways movement. Bitcoin fell below the crucial support level of 6,000 on November 14th. But hey Rylan, good to see you. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I should do an episode on wallets, by the way. I own a Keep Key myself. That's how I do my cold storage. I'm not really shilling them. I just use a Keep Key. The current period of consolidation may also end with a big move to the downside as BTC reinforced the primary bearish trend, as represented by the downtrend sloping 10-week moving average, with a 10% slide on January 10th. The potential post-breakdown drop, December lows near 3,100, could be rapid too, as a prolonged period of consolidation often ends with a violent move. Yes, Gecko, I did the drawing on my previous video, which had no sound. I'm actually re-recording that video right now live for you. But I also gave out another $10 to my entire free Bitco downline, which I just showed proof for right now. Very excited about that. As of writing, the cryptocurrency is trading at 3,515 on Bitstamp, representing a 0.4% drop on a 24-hour basis. I'm going to create new rules, by the way, for the random drawing. It's not going to be too difficult or anything. It's just to keep people a little bit more on point, and hopefully we'll get more, intellectual comments. I am seeing a lot of really good comments, by the way, when I just look through them and answer. So, As seen above, BTC's 12-day long-range play is the longest since October 28th. Back then, Bollinger Bands, a standard deviation of +2 to -2 statistics, on the 20th-day moving average were flatline, representing a neutral bias. As of now, Bollinger Bands are signaling a bearish bias with a slight tilt to the downside. Another major difference is that prices had consolidated around 20-day moving average in October. This time, however, the moving average is working as stiff resistance, as indicated by BTC's failure to secure UTC above the level on January 19th. The outlook remains bearish while BTC is held below the downward trend sloping 10-week moving average, currently 3,700 or so. The long upper shadow, served between high and close, attached to the previous weekly candle, indicates that sell on the rise mentality is still intact, meaning the brief price bounce soon ran into offers. That candle also confirmed the end of the corrective bounce from December low signaled by the preceding bearish engulf signal. So this is just a lot of, we're getting into jargon. So if you want to comment for the giveaway, this will be the video to comment on when I make it public in a little bit. This will be the video to comment on, just to be clear. Yeah, the other video, that I renamed it so that it would be less confusing later. So I apologize for that. There was no sound, so I couldn't talk about anything, unfortunately. Yes, the winners are announced weekly, and what I ask is that, with it, that they give me their BTC address so that within a day I can get them their BTC. I also put the proof of the payment in the previous video, so if you're wondering about that, it's actually there. The blockchain is actually there. The transaction's there. All right, so here we go. So this is kind of a piece that I'm not sure is entirely true, but let's go ahead and read it, because we're going to try and spread some information. Bitcoin inflation adds over 5 million per day, on average of once every 10 minutes. 12.5 new Bitcoins are added to the market. We just call the base price $3,000. That's 37,500. The actual amount added to the market capitalization is significantly higher at present, but for the sake of argument, we'll use an easy round number. It comes to 5.4 million every single day in new coins. These coins are also miner rewards, which means that their odds of winding up on the markets are high. Miners have slim margins even when markets are doing well, because more miners participate. So that's just additional tokens and quote-unquote inflation. Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash don't always hit the 10-minute block target. Neither Bitcoin nor any Bitcoin fork does either. But for the sake of argument, we'll say they do. That's another 1,800 coins per day, each worth a combined total of 360,000 at current prices from this. We can extract that 3 Bitcoin variants add a minimum of 5.7 million to the market capitalization every day. Every 175 or so days, that's 1 billion, even if the markets were frozen and no trading conducted. Oh yeah. As far as the that's concerned, I'll get to that in a little bit. These figures shown here, all the different coins, are in the middle of a bear market where per coin prices are low. The figures get much more extreme during bull runs. Ethereum and all of its token contribute to the inflationary effect as well. According to a new report in DR, Ethereum itself added 1.5 billion via inflation. The whole market averaged around 35% in overall increases thanks to new tokens entering the market. What does stand out even more as a sore thumb in the midst of a bubble burst was the $5 billion in value that cryptocurrency traders had appreciated in new tokens that did not exist at the start of the bear market. Coins that, for all intents and purposes, remain to be no more than additional noise in an overcrowded, decentralized promised land. When all is said and done, new supply that came into the blockchains through 2018 accounted for almost the whole market valuation that stood at the start of 2017. I mean, it's kind of 3 times what it used to be, even in this bear market. The market capitalization figures as merely price of tokens times the number of them. It doesn't account for buy orders, which might paint a very different picture for the crypto sphere. If a central bank adds $1 billion new to the economy, has the value of the fiat gone up or down? Is this actually any different in cryptocurrency? The question of liquidity, even for Bitcoin, arises. Is there really money out there to buy all of the coins at anything like current prices? Trades happen on a micro basis. Portions of a coin or a small block of coins trade to infinity. Coins that enter a given market might trade hundreds of thousands of times before the same value exits. This creates the all-important metric of trading volume, which some exchanges fake. Interesting. Well, I mean, my thoughts are, I don't see it as inflation, because we already know the amount of coins there will ever be. You could say they're being introduced to the market. I mean, you could say it's causing, like, small amounts of inflation, but I think they're trying to make it seem bigger than it is. I mean, after next year, I think it's going to take 120 years to mine the rest of the Bitcoin. Hey, Samarth. To enter, when this video becomes a public video, just comment. But I'll tell you more about that later. I'm going to add some rules to it. So I'm going to do it at the end of the video here. Just very simple stuff. Easy. Sorry, still stuffed. Here we go. Senior banker warns Bitcoin has a basic problem. Here we go. Bearish news. Yay. Bitcoin has long struggled to justify its price, now hovering around 3,500 mark. As it battles against network issues, extreme volatility, and stalling usage. The Bitcoin price fell steadily throughout last year after rocketing to near $20,000 per Bitcoin at the end of 2017. As many of the sky-high expectations for the burgeoning sector failed to materialize as quickly as many had hoped. Now, Hubert Stannis, senior advisor for the Bank of England, Governor Mark Carney, as well as has warned Bitcoin, as well as other major cryptocurrencies, failed the basic test of financial services. Sorry, I did not go to the event. I actually, I have an okay job, but it doesn't really allow me to travel at the moment. My budget doesn't allow for that, even though I'm stockpiling Bitcoin, as you can see. But I'm not so worried about cryptocurrencies, Van Stennis told Bloomberg Television in an interview from Davos. Fail the basic test of financial services. They're not a great unit of exchange, they don't hold value, and they're slower. Bitcoin, along with many of its peer cryptocurrencies, has attracted criticism in the past for same issues Van Stennis highlighted. Last year, Carney warned Bitcoin could be heading for a pretty brutal reckoning, saying cryptocurrencies have all the hallmarks of a bubble. While there are attempts underway to speed up Bitcoin's availability to act as a medium of exchange, either online or in person, they're still in the early stages. Bitcoin's Lightning Network, which has continued to grow over the last year despite Bitcoin's bear market, is one such scheme and works by adding a second layer over the top of the Bitcoin blockchain, allowing users to carry out near-instant, secure transactions off-chain to free up capacity. Despite warnings from traditional bankers, the international banking community, others are still confident Bitcoin will eventually return to its all-time high. Boom. An executive at Bitcoin wallet provider and exchange Coinbase has predicted that this year will mean big changes for Bitcoin regulation around the world, while one of the world's richest people, Hong Kong billionaire Li Ka-shing, has thrown his weight behind the nascent technology. The Winklevoss twins of Facebook founding fame, alliteration, who went on to found the Gemini Bitcoin exchange, said Bitcoin is better at being gold than gold, and think that over time the market cap of Bitcoin will surpass that of gold. Cool. I mean, my personal thoughts are, like, if you want to talk about the speed of transactions in banks, actual banks and things like PayPal actually are relatively fast. The problem is that it has to go through our national government, and it has to go through servers at like 3 a.m. and there's like a small window. So honestly, for all the bravado that they're spitting out, honestly, it takes 3 days for most serious transactions to go through. Maybe 2. Maybe a little bit faster if they're, with Bitcoin, it's 1 hour. No matter what. no matter the size of the it's for me right now, it's 1 hour. That's pretty good. So in 1 hour, I can transfer, say, thousands of dollars and be able to cash it out. Just boom. Like, there's no waiting, like, unless I get a bank involved, but I don't have to. So it's pretty cool. Anyway. All right. So we're going to talk about the shutdown a little bit more. And we're going to start with the other ETF, which is not the BACT, but the VanEck. VanEck unfazed by the shutdown's impact on Bitcoin ETF application. Investment manager VanEck remains confident about the Bitcoin ETF application despite U.S. government shutdown. Why? Because, I believe, oh, this is old news now, because I think they just withdrew it. So basically, this article is just describing that VanEck and Gabor Gurbax were talking about their ETF, but I believe they just withdrew it. So all of this jargon doesn't really mean anything anymore. Man, a day in the life of the cryptocurrency world. Basically, as far as the shutdown affecting approval, yeah, the shutdown is in fact affecting the approval because the SEC is understaffed, if they're staffed at all, going on for a month. So, you know, BACT, that's going to be delayed again, just because of this shutdown, which kind of sucks, you know. So we just have to keep waiting, and they're probably draining money as they're waiting too. I think specifically this ETF said that they wanted to, you know, consolidate their stuff and make, you know, make their technology in the market better, you know, whatever. But we all know it probably had to do with the uncertainty being created by the shutdown. So. How do you know that it belongs to different persons for tax purposes? Well, I think it depends on what you're doing. Like, if you have a small amount, think about it like a job, right? Like, if you're making 20 bucks under the table, no one cares, right? If you're making $2,000 under the table and you're not reporting it, I think you're gonna have a problem. That's all I have to say about that. As far as being able to track you, if you're on a site like Coinbase or any of the major exchanges, they can track you at this point. They could probably sit there and see all the addresses your Bitcoin has touched and can probably make a chart rather quickly because people aren't really that, you know, I'm not purposely trying to hide my Bitcoin in any way or form. I'm just not cashing it out all the time. You know, like, so you only pay taxes when you convert to real money. And depending on where you are, the rules change. So if I were overseas, like, and I cashed out Bitcoin into Japanese yen, unless it raised my entire income over, say, I think it's 50,000 or 55,000 or something like that, then it wouldn't be taxed over there because I live overseas in that specific country, and it would change country to country. So, I mean, just be smart. Don't try to hide your money if you're cashing it out. I mean, it's a very small tax unless you're already rich. So it's easy to be responsible. It's easy to pay your taxes, and it's easy to also make some money in the crypto sphere. Don't be dumb. Don't lose it all, or don't be audited because you were trying to pull a fast one. If you are going to pull a fast one, you would have to go completely off grid, and there are ways to do that, like I Pay You and things like that. But even then, like, eventually they'd realize, you know, how can he afford a car when he's just buying Amazon gift cards? Oh, there we go, you know, like, so that's just my thoughts on that and this shutdown. Anyway, as far as the $20 giveaway, when this video becomes live, please comment on this specific video. I'm going to redo a lot of the links to make sure that this is the new video. What do you think about Bitcoin ETFs? That's what I want to see. If you write a response, what do you think about Bitcoin ETFs? That's what I want the response to be. Make it like a couple sentences. Easy. If I pull up a comment next week and it doesn't have that topic in it, then I will move on to the next winner. So that's the new game. We're changing the game a little bit. Write something a little bit. You use your English. Use some words and play the game. So anyway. Again, if you join my free Bitco downline, you will be getting some Bitcoin every so often. I'm not sure if it's going to be weekly or every other week, but I'm already getting some thank yous. It's already showing up. it's just a super exciting time to be in crypto right now. So I'm just very happy to talk about the news with you guys. Chill out. Keep watching and keep talking with me on stream. Thank you very much, guys. And have a wonderful week.